Welcome back to Tractor Doctor TV. Today, guys, we're going to go through one of the biggest questions I get asked. So before we get started, guys, I'm going to really quickly go over the question again. So guys, I keep getting this question. I'm having issues with my 3-point on my N series, like 8N, 9N, so on and so forth. So in fact, the last one I got was from a subscriber named Cooper. And they were telling me that their brother has an 8N, and the arms will come up just fine. The way I understand it, and then they just slowly bleed back down. He says it's worse with an implement on. So there's two places that I'm thinking his problem is at, but there's other problems you can have with 8N transmissions. Some of them I got my arms won't lift, so the first thing you want to check out is there's right here on the other side here, right here's a plate. You want to pull that plate off, and you want to look for kind of up forward here in this area of the transmission in the oil, and want to watch for, there should be some movement, but you want to look for like a whirlpool, kind of like when you're filling up a stock tank and the water, you can see the swirling of the water. You want to look for something like that going on up here in the front. That means that your bleed off valve isn't working correctly, that it's it's letting go too soon, and it's just letting oil pour out. The other problem I come across the most is, you see this tube here? Well, this tube here comes up from the pump down here, and that tube runs it up, and then it goes up through this, where here it's sealed, and up into the cap, over to the piston, which we'll look at here in a little bit. Right here, and this one isn't leaking, but right here, I've seen them where the pressure's been too much, or this gasket just goes up, and it blows through here, or it blows through here, and if it doesn't seal right, it's not sealed right there, it'll let air come through, and when you want to pressurize something, air leakage is not what you want. So that's just replacing this gasket sometimes. I have had that fix hydraulic problems. So let's go back and we'll look at the piston and stuff. So we're looking here now at the piston area. So this here is your valve, or your control arm. Of course, this is your piston. And guys, one thing I like to look at on a piston, as soon as there's a crack right here, they tend to, ever so often, a lot of them I've seen will crack right along. Hold on, let me get comfortable here. So they'll crack right along this bottom side. I don't know why. I have my theories, and I might not even go into it. But the other thing you want to look for when you have it out, and this one has some scarring. There's some scarring on this. I might see if I can show you guys. But you want to look for nicks and pits and scratches on the inside of the bore here. That will let oil slip past. The other thing is, a lot of the time I've come across with a lot of them is that O-ring and little washer thing that Ford used will leak. And they're not hard to replace, and you can still find them. You can get, I don't know why, but you can get the seal, that rubber O-ring and the little washer seal through separately, my ad, through Yesterday Tractor, and I think there's several other places that will carry them too. And that's probably one of the things I think could be going on is that O-ring is shot. Or that piston shot. I mean, you want to look at it. I wish I would have brought a flashlight so I could show you guys better. But there is some major scarring on this one. This one probably leaked down too. there's a lot of wear markage, which, guys, that's pretty much it. That's the main problems I normally find. To fix this piston, you just take these 4 bolts off on the top side, and you just take it off, and then up here in the front, on the front side of that piston, it's down here, in the front side of that piston, there's a little hole where the oil goes in at. But you want to blow, and just put some lightly blow air through with some air nozzle gun. I suggest putting it on the bench and push it all the way down, and then you should be able to push just a tiny, and then kind of try to put your hand there to try to catch it, and hit it again, and it should pop right off into your hand. Pull that O-ring off, pull that little leather washer ring off, and put new ones on. In fact, you can get the entire assembly through Yesterday Tractor, which is not a sponsor, but it's one of the places I like to get a lot of my parts from. If you've noticed through the times a lot of my videos, I talk about them and some other places. But so, guys, that's pretty much it. That's what I think is going on there with Cooper's tractor, or Cooper's brother's tractor, is that cylinder is leaking. That's the most common problem I come across on these old 8Ns, is this cylinder leaks. So I hope this filming is pretty good, guys. So guys, thanks for coming in. If you noticed, I'm in the office. It just got so cold out there. The feel like temperatures are Arctic. So anyways, guys, I'm sitting here trying to kind of warm up and go ahead and finish this video. So like I said there at the end of the outside filming, that I think that cylinder is leaking. Anybody else have anything they could add? Go ahead and leave it in the description. Maybe you can think of some things that I missed. But other than that, guys, like always, thanks for coming in and watching the video. Share it if you feel that the information is worth sharing. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe, because it don't cost you anything, guys. And as always, see you next time. Bye.